Hi there everyone, this is Molly McCord and welcome to a new video where I'm going to talk about the energies of the August 11th solar eclipse in Leo. This is a new moon solar eclipse and we're going to talk about the energies of this lunation. Now the energy is exact August 11th, 2018 at 2:57 a.m. Pacific time or 9:57 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Now, if you've been following my teachings here on this new YouTube channel, you know that I normally use the charts in the Mountain Astrologer, which is an awesome magazine. Well, they just put out their new edition, and these charts don't have aspects. And that could be intentional on their part, but it's hard for me to teach when there's no aspects. So I just wanted to call out and give them a shout out that I love the Mountain Astrologer. Check out this latest issue. The Mountain Astrologer, the number 200 issue, and they honor astrologers. So please check out this magazine if you want to learn more about astrology. It is available online as well as in print, and it has great articles and resources for studying astrology. So here is the chart I am going to use because it has the aspects. I printed out this chart with my professional astrology software, and aspects are how the planets talk to each other. It's the energies going on between them, and it tells us more of the story and what the energy signature of the solar eclipse is. So in this chart, we're only going to look at the planets. I'm not going to talk about the houses because the house placement is different depending on where you live on the planet and where this energy is in your chart. Now, in your chart, you want to find 18 degrees, 41 minutes. That is where the sun and the moon are conjunct in Leo. Okay, so in your chart, you would find that point, and that tells you where this solar eclipse energy is going to be coming through for you. And, we have big energies this summer. This is the third of the eclipses. So the pattern for the eclipses was we had a solar eclipse, a new moon solar eclipse in Cancer at 20 degrees. Then we had a full moon lunar eclipse at 4 degrees of Aquarius. And now we're having another new moon solar eclipse. Every solar eclipse is a beginning and an ending point. All new moons are beginning and ending points. It's where the sky is the darkest. Okay, it's where the energy is hidden and where something new is being planted deep in that energy, deep under the ground. You can't quite see it yet. So new moons tend to have this energy of a silence with it, okay? And that helps to understand that after everything that's happened in July, August 11th is a new point for you. And it's a new point in the Leo energies of confidence, courage, self-identity. It's your I am energy in the solar plexus that's receiving new light. Now, with this lunation between the sun and the moon together at 18 degrees of Leo, we could have added solar activities, including solar flares or CMEs, which are called coronal mass ejections. And that's because Leo is ruled by the sun. And so it could just be like the burst of energy from the sun is really potent. It could affect the magnetic field on our planet. It could affect us with any energies on the electric grid. This is a potent and powerful energy. So just know that. Just know that the August 11th eclipse is going to be activating all these new streams of energies coming into us individually and onto the planet. Now, with a Leo new moon, we begin a new part of our energy field. Again, you look in your chart at where 18 degrees of Leo is, and that house placement tells you where this new energy is coming in. And so a new moon is a beginning point, and you're looking to bring in the best and highest energies of Leo, which again, confidence, courage, the desire to take a risk, to take a gamble, to express yourself, to honor who you are. And what that means really is to honor your own light. The sun is light. The sun warms. When the sun is in Leo, we have the warmest temperatures here in the northern hemisphere. So there's a warming energy here. What parts of you need to be strengthened and warmed and loved and accepted? This is the energy of receiving from source energy, receiving spiritual ignition. It's a fire energy. Leo is a fire energy, but it's contained. It's a bonfire. And so where are you ready to ignite the bonfire of who you are, ignite the sense of self that you came here to be? So then we look at this story here between the sun and the moon, and we want to take it further. And we look to see, well, what are the planets saying to each other? What is the conversation here? And what you can see is that just conjunct this is Mercury at 14 degrees of Leo, 41 minutes, retrograde. Now, Mercury in Leo retrograde is always this place of, let me think about that. Leo is a fixed sign. It likes stability, routine, what is known. Don't ask me to change my mind. Don't ask me to adapt to what you think. I'm going to sit with what I think and really get clear in it. So I feel that this Mercury retrograde in Leo is an inner, I'm trying to describe to you what I'm seeing. It's purifying. You know when you get you want to purify water and you put it through a filter? It's that. It's a filtering of energies, filtering what's in your mind so that you arrive at a greater clarity around what matters to you, what makes you feel strong in yourself, where can you go to feel more confident. This is a solar eclipse of confidence. Receiving confidence, and you receive it from the sun, you receive it from your soul, you receive it from the light, but you also source it from within. You source it from within yourself. It could be the parts of yourself you forgot. I forgot I could do this. I forgot I had this talent. I forgot I had this ability. I haven't done this since I was a kid. Leo is the child. It's childlike. It plays. You go to the playground and you have fun and you remember this energy within you. So I feel that this Mercury in Leo retrograde is remembering your childlike innocence that is about play, creativity. It's sort of like if you didn't care what anybody else thought, what would you do? And just sit with that and understand how powerful that feels, because that's what Leo is good with. It's like, well, I do this for me. I do this because it sustains who I am. It's what I'm here to experience, and I'm going to feel strong in that. So these three planets are strengthening you. The retrograde means it's internal. Anytime we have the retrograde, we must take the energy inside of ourselves first and allow it to simply be. Let it marinate. Let it sink in. Do not rush. Do not try to force it out. Just let it be within you so that you can understand with greater clarity what is true for you. Again, it's that filtering the water. It's the filtering the light, okay? You're filtering out what isn't you, because you're receiving more about who you are. And that's what's so exciting about this solar eclipse, friends, is that it's a reignition of you after the big energies of July, after the big energies of last August, where we had the other eclipses very powerful eclipses in Leo. Remember how the solar eclipse went across the United States? That was huge energies that affected everyone in the United States and Canada, North America. So understand that anytime there is a solar eclipse, there is a big reignition of energies. So we take a look at these planets in Leo that are ready to shine. They don't always want to share. They don't always want to give to others. There's a need here to take care of oneself and to look at what your needs are and to be aware of them. But we've already been doing that because of how the North Node is at 5 degrees of Leo and it's moving backwards. Okay, that's where the North Node moves, is it goes in reverse always. This is the mean node, by the way. There's also the true node, but I use the mean node because it's a graceful movement instead of the true node, which is jagged and stops and starts. For those of you who are more advanced, you know what I'm talking about. The most important thing here is to see that the North Node has been opening you up to more of these energies within you already. You've already been activated. The solar eclipse is now bringing in the boom, and it's like, boom, I feel it. Yes, this is who I am. You're energized. You're like, I knew this all along. Well, this is when it's time, because the solar eclipse is about timing. So don't worry if you weren't ready before. Now you're ready. Now there is a new adventure, a new start, a new beginning point. It does depend on what the 18 degrees of Leo does in your chart, but because the North Node was already moving over these points, it's like the North Node, basically, I'm getting the visual of a theater stage where the curtains were drawn back. Okay, the curtains were prepared, the curtains were drawn back, and now the characters are finally out there on the stage. And those characters are the Sun, the Moon, and Mercury. So you have been awaiting something that's ready to come through and come forward with this solar eclipse. So the North Node at 5 degrees of Leo is continuing its backwards motion. It stays in Leo until November. So it moves slowly, and it's has a few more months in Leo, but it's already been connecting you with the energies that are in your heart. Now, the Leo energy is also about the activation of what is in your heart, those deeper desires, those deeper needs, what you need to receive to feel loved. So this eclipse is a love activation. And again, you've already been experiencing it, but there is a new energy coming through at this time. So let's take a look at more of the story here with these aspects. The first one we see is how Mercury, Moon, Sun, squaring Jupiter. Jupiter's at 14 degrees Scorpio, 48 minutes. And Jupiter does things big. When there's a square, it's like this all or nothing, especially in Scorpio. It's either you have a big makeover, a big renovation, or you're like, everything's got to go. Everything's dead to me. I don't want any of it. This is a big clearing out energy with the Jupiter square from Scorpio. I mean, you could already have felt it because Jupiter was retrograde, and now Jupiter is direct again. And so Jupiter is basically saying you face some fears and you've learned more about who you truly are. So it's go time. It's time to make it real with what and who you really are. So don't be afraid to let some things go. You know, it's a transformation. It's an inner makeover. This is doing big work in your psyche and healing the fears. And the awesome news here is that those fears, I feel these fears they turn into whispers. They aren't as loud in your head because the Leo energy is giving you confidence. And so this might have been loud before and you're like, I don't know if I could do it. And you had angst and you had fear and you were like self-sabotage or fear of success or fear of failure or what if the money doesn't happen. And now the Leo energy, because there's 3 planets in Leo plus the North Node, you've got the courage to say, I am worth taking a risk on who I truly am. This is who I truly am. So what's cool is that you might feel kind of this tension with the square to Jupiter in Scorpio, you might feel a tension, but I think that what you'll see is, hey, thanks, Jupiter. I learned so much. You gave me such good nuggets of gold. I've got it. And I think I'm good. I think I can handle it. I think I have what it takes to go forward. And Jupiter, he's actually trining. He's trining Neptune in Pisces in retrograde. And these two are still in a really tight conversation. And actually, you know what? Jupiter, he's so happy that you've got it because he's sending energy and receiving energy from Neptune and Pisces, which is your higher self. So if these parts of you, the fears pop in, Jupiter needs to send it right up to your higher self here, and it's going to be transmuted and transformed. You could visualize the violet flame. You could visualize white light. You could visualize giving it to Source, God, angels, whatever you need. This is where you're sending that energy of the fears. Because ultimately, this is your human self saying, I'm ready to be in my mission, to be my light, to be who I am. And any of the fears that are, I feel it as a debris, the fear debris that's being minimized, you send it right over here to your higher self, because this trine is supporting the transmutation and the transformations of what you really need to do and who you really need to be. So it really allows you to be courageous as needed. Now, another energy we have going on here, well, let's just take a minute to count the retrograde planets. How about that? So we already covered Mercury, retrograde. Here we have Saturn, 3 degrees Capricorn, retrograde. Pluto, retrograde, 19 degrees of Capricorn. Mars, 0 degrees of Aquarius, retrograde. Talked about Neptune retrograde, Chiron at 1 degree of Aries retrograde, and now Uranus at 2 degrees of Taurus retrograde. Okay, so it's clear. August is an internal month where you are restructuring yourself. You are energetically restructuring because these retrograde planets are bringing the energy inside. And give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. Don't be so hard on yourself to figure it out, because there's already tension within. Because it's almost like when you tear down something and you want to rebuild, but you don't quite know what you're rebuilding, but you have on some level you do, because you have the creativity, the desire, the courage to do it. But these parts of you are saying, we're working under construction, closed for business. And so there's a slowdown here. There's a slowdown throughout August, and go with it. Don't push. Don't create more tension than is needed. I mean, the energy is so clearly about, going to the beach, right? Just go to the beach. Take a load off, enjoy the vacation, enjoy the downtime if you can, because the energy speeds up again in October. But this is a month of saying, okay, I have this. And here, remember, this is a bonfire. Bonfires keep burning. They don't just go out. So you have enough to keep feeding this light and this source energy that you carry, even with all this restructuring. So the energy of Saturn at 3 degrees of Capricorn in retrograde. Oh, look at that. Well, he is trining Uranus at 2 degrees of Taurus retrograde. So this is a lovely conversation between these two. It's a slow-moving energy. It takes longer, but they're basically both saying, okay, I support you as you slowly plod along and reconsider your career, your profession, your commitments. And then the erratic energy of Uranus gets stability to not be too frantic and to keep going with the daily tasks and to stay mindful of money and resources. So there's a steady energy here that helps to sustain you. But there is tension with Uranus squaring Mars, but they've been going through this dance, and they're going to have another exact square in September. So this is the tension you're feeling around I want to go. And the universe is saying, take a deep breath and be an observer. And observe yourself, and don't get away from yourself. Just take the time, because everyone's going through this. It's not just you. So take the time you need, slow down your body, take care of your body. Don't give in to the anxiety. Don't give in to any of that. And so Mars here is supported with the sextile to Chiron in Aries. Chiron is retrograde at 1 degree of Aries, 50 minutes. And so the Chiron and Mars conversation is a good one because of how Aries is ruled by Mars. And so they know that there's new parts of their self-identity that's coming together. And these new parts of you are meant to benefit the collective. They're meant to be bigger than you. So allow the pieces to come in. Don't rush it. Don't think that you have to force anything, because the Chiron in Aries can be childish and impulsive and impatient, and you're like, I want it now. Believe me, I have a toddler. I know this energy. So it's that toddler energy of I want it now. And no, you can't have the dump truck now, or no, you can't buy every Lego at the store. So watch for this. We all have it. It'll be bigger in your chart if you have anything at 1 degrees of Aries or 1 degrees of the cardinal signs. But just know that this is the timing, and you're healing as well. You're healing who you are for the collective. So I feel like this energy, even though it's quite odd with all the retrogrades and all the planets that are having these multiple conversations, you have strength, okay? There's an activation of strength within you. So go to your solar plexus, do your guided meditations there, visualize that giant ball of light being ignited in your solar plexus. That is the light of you in human form connected to source. We are each carrying parts of the sun within us. We are carrying it as little amazing fragments of source energy. And the more that you tap into that, it's going to bring you a sense of confidence in yourself, and it won't let you get too distracted by any other chaos or uncertainty. August is a time to lay low, take some time off. You're going to be at the beach with your margarita or your Corona. I'm going to see you there. And it's understanding that this eclipse ignites something new in you, and you can't rush out the gates with it. You're meant to take care of your own inner bonfire, and that will be the power that guides you through. Now, the end of August, we have a powerful full moon at 26 degrees of Pisces, and it's going to be loving and soft and kind. So love the fire, love the life, love the light. Don't stress out about too much this month. Give yourself a break and understand that you're going to have the strength to carry these parts of you forward, and it will be worth it, because divine timing is always working in our favor. And when divine timing says, take a break, kiddo, then we should all listen. So I hope this has given you some good insight and planning for this August 11th solar eclipse. And don't forget to check out the Mountain Astrologer. I make nothing off of sharing this with you. I have no other intentions other than to give you more resources so that you can continue your astrological studies. Thank you, friends, and I'll see you back here soon with another teaching video.